Greetings, fellow beardsmen and other interested parties. The day has arrived. I've grown my beard for a year. I officially have a yeared. It's time to celebrate. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Yeared Challenge. Actually for me the Yeared Challenge is now complete. I've grown my beard for a year and my target has now been reached. So let's have a bit of a celebration and look back to how this all began. You can see my features. I've got quite a big head, and hopefully there's some brains in there to go with it. Maybe they'll be apparent one day. I've got a big nose. Let's look at my profile there. I've got quite a big conch on there, and I've got reasonable sized ears. Not quite elephant, but you know, it's not too far off. Now, the beard baron, he reckons that if you've got big features, then having a big beard kind of balances all that up. It helps to make your big features look less big in the total context of your face. So I think you'll agree that things have changed just a little bit since those days. It's been a year that for me has been well spent. So what worked and what didn't over that year? What things did I try? What things just got lost by the wayside? Let's have a look at a few things. Do you remember this one? I'm guessing your first question will be, what's with the hat? Well, there is a hypothesis. Oh, I can't even get that word out, and I don't even have false teeth. There is a hypothesis that you can get away with outrageous clothing and accessories far more easily when you have a long beard than you can without. So this is my Victorian smoking hat, which I almost never wear in public. I'm among friends now, I hope, so I think I can get away with it. What I'm going to do is come back to this in about a year's time when I've fully grown my beard out, and I'll wear this same hat and you can tell me whether I'm getting away with it better with a long beard than I am now. Here's the result then. Were they right? Does this now look better with the beard than it did without? Now, it could just be, in fact, that before I looked slightly eccentric and now I'm uniformly eccentric. It's a matching set. But I'll leave it to you. Just let me know what you think down in the comments. What about all those objectives that I set, all those things that I put in as milestones along the way? Did they really help? When it comes to beard growing though, an objective's a good thing. It's easy because the beards have length and you have an amount of time that you're growing them. They also have style, which is perhaps more subjective. But on the objective front, there are objectives you can set, and that's useful because it means that you've got something to aim for and you've got something to keep you motivated. You can have a big celebration every time you hit an objective. Did I keep to my objectives? Well, I think I did, more or less, but they didn't really motivate me that much. It probably is my personality. I tend to be focused on one thing at a time and then totally on that thing. So with the beard, I was focused on it every so often, and in between times tended to forget about it. So the objectives tended to get forgotten as well, and then remembered probably for the next video, just in case I needed to mention it to you guys. So to be completely honest, setting objectives like, you know, growth and style and all that weren't as useful as some other things. The beard itself actually was incentive enough. I just found that the feedback I got from watching it grow and thinking about the next trim and so on, that was enough for me to keep me going. So what else do we have? One thing that does come up sometimes is, does it help to take some kind of supplement to help your beard grow? I thought it worth giving it a shot. So I tried taking some of these. So these particular ones, these tablets, are by a company called Lavish, and they contain everything you can think of to help your beard grow. Some of them are a bit speculative, to be fair. So in this particular bottle of stuff, what do we have? We have fenugreek powder asparagus powder, bambusa extract, just about everything you can think of. There's even caffeine in here with the idea it'll make you that little bit more active, which will then increase your fitness and make your beard grow more. I find that a little bit dubious, but hey, I mean, if it gives your beard a chance, if one of them works and does anything, why not? The thing it does have in here actually is this vitamin B extract, which is called biotin, and that has been shown actually to do some good. So there is at least some evidence behind that. But these ones were very, very expensive. I mean, they were like 60 capsules, that's 30 days worth. And that's really all I think I could afford. I just got these to give myself a kickstart. What I then moved on to are these ones. These ones are just biotin. This particular one actually is biotin and coconut oil. But they have an awful lot more biotin in them than the first lot of tablets. And they're a great deal cheaper. You can get 8 months to 10, 12 months supply of these ones for the same price as those other ones. So I'm now taking these. And they clearly haven't done me any harm. But all of these things, you know, like taking exercise, you know, pumping weights, all the stuff you know, the old wives' tales and the new wives' tales, do they really do any good? The only way you could really find out is if you have a copy of yourself and find out whether not taking the pills with self number 1 is as effective as taking them with self number 2. Well, I did try that. Hello, I. Good morning, me. Your beard's looking really good. Well, thank you very much. Especially as I'm the one not actually taking the pills. I thought you were taking the pills. No, I said I would take them, and you're I'm me. You mean to tell me that neither of us have been taking the pills? So clearly that's not viable. The end result's pretty subjective. My philosophy in all of these kinds of things is if it's not costing you that much and it's not costing you much effort, why not? Why not give your beard a chance? But I wouldn't set a lot of store by these things. If you find these things too expensive, just leave them alone. All I would say is, although I can't prove it's done me any good, it certainly hasn't done me any harm. Another thing I've noticed over the year is that things have changed as I've gone along. Some things that I thought were working turned out not to later, and so on and so forth. It wasn't a constant. Take, for example, things like brushing and blow drying your hair. The beard hair, that is. A bit of a while back, I got into blow drying with a curly brush. And then I discovered that there was a lot of hair coming out in the brushes. I started to get quite worried about losing hair and pulling hair out. Now, if you go to the experts, you'll get some saying one and some another. Some will say you need to brush your hair at every opportunity, you comb's your best friend, use it as often as you can. And the next guy will be saying to you, oh no, you can't do that, use it minimally, as little as possible, don't ever use a ball bristle brush, it'll pull your hair out. And you get advice from both ends, so you end up having to take your own approach anyway. I found out as time went on that I started to worry less and less and went back to using the brushes, but that bit more carefully. So for example, when I was blow drying my beard, I went back to using the curly brush, but I used it very carefully. So when I began to use the brush, I would start to use it, held very loosely in my hand. You can probably see it almost twisting around there. And so therefore, if you got it caught in your beard, it would just revolve and go around. I didn't do what some people do, which was to turn it the other way and really brush hard, because with my particular beard, certainly that seemed to do some damage. Similarly with the moustache. I put in beard wax and melted that with the hairdryer, which is a great technique, but then found with the comb that really put some pressure on the moustache. So what I then did is use the hairdryer to melt the wax in my moustache, give it a little bit of a blow to soften it, and then use the comb to spread the wax around. And then cool shot to then finally shape it. And I found that technique really worked. So I've been through all sorts of phases with the beard. I guess you will have done the same, where some things seemed like a good idea and then I moved on to other things which worked that little bit better. So that's been the changing scene of my year. Finally here, I've no doubt that scene will change yet again when I get my real style in a few days' time, which I'm hoping, of course, to report back to you. So it's been a great year. I would say the main encouragement for me has been from you guys. Yep, the thing that's kept me going, the thing that's made me feel objective about this. You know, I have a tendency to feel like I'm being a real idiot and an eccentric or whatever. And maybe, yeah, true, maybe you've all been out there laughing at me. But I don't think so. Your support has been what really has made this good and special for me and kept me going to the end. And I hope I can do the same for you. So thanks, guys. See you again soon with a report back on my 1 year style. Take care now.